What's up, guys? It's Sam. Today I'm going to tell you about how I am making, or how I'm going to make, over a 32% return with zero risk. So the thing about this is it requires a little bit of work, but I wouldn't say it requires much more work than investing in the stock market, and it requires a lot less work than investing in real estate. The barrier of entry is a little bit higher than investing in stocks, but a little bit lower than investing in real estate. And the thing with this is there's a maximum to what you can do, but it's an easy way to make between $1,500 and $3,000 throughout the year. So this dwarfs Dave Ramsey's 12% mutual fund. Of course, it's a different thing altogether, but this is a business that I just started, and I'm gonna get into it. So what this is creating an LLC or another account, another business, to go get bank account bonuses for businesses. So I already do this on the personal level. I sign up with a company or a bank, credit union that is running a promotion, put this amount of money in for this long, do these different types of things, and then we'll give you a $200, $300, $500 bonus. So a lot of people know about these, or they see them, but they don't realize that you can continuously do this with different banks. And a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to deal with putting in the time for it, but it's a really good return on your time. So what I'm doing now is I am setting up this LLC, and I've already set it up. I had a lawyer write up the agreement for me. It's someone that I know personally. They charged me $20. You could probably do it yourself, because it's just a simple business. There's a $50 filing fee with the state here in Michigan to file it with the state so that it is a legitimate business. And then I'm assuming maybe I have to pay $50 for someone to do my taxes. I could probably do it myself, but I already have an accountant that works and does my taxes for my other business and then for my personal too. So altogether, it's probably about $120 startup cost. And then what you need is you need money to then put into these bank accounts. Usually you can open them with a low amount, but then you have to deposit a certain amount within the first 30 days or 10 days. So I wrote down some of the ones I'm going to be doing. I'm lucky here because I live in Michigan, and it seems like there are a good number of regional banks that have banks here that do bonuses. So for example, I just got a flyer the other day, and this is kind of what made me think about it. It's for Flagstar Bank, which is here in Michigan. If you set up a business account, you have to put in $2,500, and then you get $500 3 months later, I believe. And I always check the stipulations. I read all the fine print. And a lot of these you have to do 10 debit card transactions or something like that. But it doesn't really matter what you buy. You just can't write it off on your taxes if it's not for the business. And this business isn't going to have really any expenses at all, because all I'm doing is opening accounts with it. So I'm going to take $2,500 of my own money, put it into this bank account, get a $500 bonus. Then I'm going to do this with another account. Chase Bank right now has a $500 bonus on $5,000. And then Huntington Bank has a $750 bonus for $20,000. Now, I don't have $20,000 to put in this, but I mentioned this to a family friend, and they said, oh, I can give you the money. I just did that bank account bonus. And it's someone that I talk to about this a lot, and he does the same thing. And I said, are you being serious? And he said, yeah, that's okay. I already have the money because I just did it myself, so I'll just give it to you, and then and that's it. And I said, well, can I take you out for lunch? They said, oh yeah, that's great. So no interest or anything, but that kind of gets to another point, which I think is it's really beneficial for people to understand what you're trying to do, and that you're really working hard to get to the point that you want to be at, especially financially. A lot of people are willing to help you out here and there if they can, especially if it doesn't do them any harm or anything like that. It's not like he's giving me $20,000 to spend or to invest in something risky. He's just giving it to me for a certain amount of time, which is still a big deal, but you know, some people just want to help other people out. They're really trying. So right there, between Flagstar, Chase, and Huntington, there's $1,750. Even after the $120 I pay for taxes, making the business, the lawyer fees, that's still $1,630 on just $5,000 that I have to invest throughout the year. And again, I'm not really investing it, so it's 0% risk because it's just sitting in a checking account. I have access to it at any time that I want if I need it. And then it's a great rate of return too, because for most of these bank account bonuses, usually they only require you to keep in there 3 months. Sometimes they have a minimum after that, but like Flagstar Bank, if I keep $2,500 in there for 3 months, and then I get $500 return, if I could do that 4 times throughout the year, that'd be a $2,000 return on $2,500. So that's really an 80% return. So I put both Chase and Flagstar on here. I said it was a 33% return because each of them you have to have open 6 months, but you don't have to actually have the money in there in each account for 6 months. So that is the way that I'm gonna make at least $1,600. The other thing that you can do, I have another bank account that I'm going to set up if they ever have the bonus again. It's Fifth Third Bank. They're a little bit larger regional bank, but last year they ran a bonus for $1,500 for just putting $3,500 in there for, I think it was 60 days. So in 2 months you can make about over 40% interest rate. So and that's not annualized, that's just 40% of your initial principal in 2 months. So if you could do something like that, I mean, it's crazy. You could make what is that, $9,000 from putting in $3,500. Of course they have limits for how often you can do this. Usually though it's like once every year, which is a good deal because you could close it right at the end of the promotion. Then maybe if they move the promotion back a little bit the next year, then you can do it again for the promotion. But again, there's a limit because as you put more money in, usually they'll cap out how much they give you to maybe $1,000. Wells Fargo has one for $1,000 right now. So it's kind of nice though, because the lower barrier of entry accounts, maybe $2,500, $5,000, you can get that from a tax return. You can get that from an annual bonus. You don't have to be saving up for a whole year necessarily to start this up. Maybe you do, but if you're in a job that pays decently well, it's not super difficult to get that. And then also the other way that I think about this is it's great because I make $1,500, $2,000, whatever it is. But also, if I could continue to do this, I know this is looking into the future, but if I could do this, and assuming banks continue to do this throughout time, I could cut down on how much I need to retire. So if you look at the 4% rule, let's say you need $40,000 a year to retire, and you need $1 million then in investable assets to give you the 4% rule. So $1 million times 0.4 or 0.04 is $40,000 a year. If I can make $2,000 from this every year, then I cut down and only need $38,000. So that cuts down $50,000 in investable assets that I need. Now, if my significant other could do this too, then there's $100,000 because $4,000 a year between all the bank accounts. And if we do personal accounts and make another $2,000 each, there's $8,000 that we don't need every year from our investments. So it can make a big difference if you want to rely on it over the long term and you think they'll be there. Otherwise, it's just another way to make $1,500, $2,000 that's super safe, has high liquidity, and just pretty easy. It's pretty fun to kind of game the system. I mean, it's not illegal obviously to do this. It's totally fine. This is something that banks are okay with because they think that the other companies that they'll get out of this are worth people that just get the bank account bonuses and shut it down. So I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna let you know how it goes throughout the time. I plan on getting the new Flagstar account that only requires $2,500 in the next month or two, probably less than that. And then I'm gonna set up the new Huntington account in the next few weeks. So I appreciate it. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if any of you have done this before. I think it's a great thing to do. And you know, this is something that I didn't get into today as much, but if I make $1,600 from this and I only had to open up 3 accounts, Okay, I go sit in the bank for 45 minutes maybe. When I go close it, I spend maybe 15 minutes in the bank. So that's 3 hours of work for $1,600. I will do that all day, every day. I would do anything for $500 an hour. Not anything, but to go sit down and drink coffee in someone's office, I will definitely put myself through this and make myself go into these banks. So I appreciate it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. The website that I use is doctorofcredit.com. There's a page there for all the new bank account bonuses every month, business, personal, regional, all that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll do a video where I look at the beginning of the month and show you how I look through it and determine what is worth doing and what's not worth doing. But I'll see you in the next one. See ya.